Good morning, dear students. Till last video, we have finished up to true solution and suspension solution, and the third type of solution was remaining. So today we'll discuss about colloidal solutions. Colloidal solutions are actually heterogeneous, but they look homogeneous. So we can write that a homogeneous looking heterogeneous mixture of solids, liquids or gaseous form dispersed that means which is mixed in a continuous medium is called colloidal solution. The example of colloidal solutions are milk. When we see a glass of milk, we will see that from top to bottom it is homogeneous, but actually there are particles of protein blocks, fat in it, which are larger in size than the true solutions, and so they are termed as heterogeneous, but they appear to us as homogeneous. Blood. Our blood is also an example of colloidal solution. Fog, gum, jelly, toothpaste, these are all colloidal solutions. Many existence are there which are all the examples of colloidal solutions, which we will come further. Colloids are commonly called salts. In short, they are called as salts. When there is a return somewhere in the reference or in a textbook salts, you must understand that it is about the colloidal solutions. In colloids, dispersed phase are mixed in dispersed medium. Dispersed, that means mixed phase in a mixed medium. Now what is mixed phase and mixed medium? So the continuous medium in a colloid is called the dispersed medium, that is solvent, and the particles mixed in a dispersed medium is called dispersed phase, that is solute. So in short we can say dispersed phase is a solute and dispersed medium is a solvent. And you all know what is solute and what is solvent, and with the mixture of solute and solvent, combination of solute and solvent gives us solutions. Now, characteristics of colloidal solution. First characteristic, it is homogeneous looking heterogeneous mixture. The particles of colloidal solution can be seen only with a powerful microscope. Why? Because the size of the particles in the solution is between 10 raised to minus 9 meter to 10 raised to minus 7 meter. It's not like the suspension particles we can see with our naked eyes. The size is smaller than suspension particles and greater than true particles, and so it is not seen by our naked eyes. Colloidal particles easily pass through pores of filter paper or filter cloth, and so they are not separated by just ordinary filtration, but it needs a filter paper as well as special filter cloth. Colloids are unstable. Unstable, it means they are not easily getting stabilized. So they need some stabilizers, and stabilizers are added to make them stable. In your higher classes, you will learn about the stabilizers and how they makes the colloid stable. Unstable, it means when you take the solution from top to bottom, the particles of the solute will not settle down very easily at the bottom and remain scattered throughout the medium. That is called unstable. Right? In suspension, what happens? Suppose we take sand particles or chalk powder and for a while you will stir it in a glass of water and you leave it undisturbed. After a while you will see that sand or the chalk powder which you have taken will easily settle down. That is called a stable. But now if we take milk, why we see that milk from top to bottom it is completely white in color? Because the blocks of the proteins and fats which are present in the milk, it remains scattered from top to bottom throughout, hanging throughout the solution, and so it is said that it is unstable. Colloidal solutions, as the particles are larger than the true solutions, so they can scatter a beam of light. Particles are larger than true solutions, and as well as particles remains hanging throughout the solution, so they are able to scatter the beam of light. In true solution, particles are very small, so when the light passes, it will not allow or it will not come in the path of the light. You can see here, and so they will not scatter. But in colloidal solution, the particles remains hanging throughout. You can see here particles are shown, dots I have shown. These particles come in the path of this light, and as the light will stuck to that particle, they will scatter in the different direction, and we are able to see the path of the light. And here the particles are so small, so they are not allowing the path of the light to struck on it. And instead of this, if suspension solution is taken, then they are very stable. The particles will settle at the bottom, so in the path of the light they will not be easily allowing the light to be seen. So colloidal solution scatters a beam of light. Brownian motion. Brownian motion, that is zigzag motion. In the first chapter I have given an idea about this. Robert Brown, he studied about the colloidal solutions properties, and he was observing the motion of the particles of the colloidal solution through the microscope. And what he observed, that particles, the dark dots are shown as the particles. The particles of colloidal solution were in a random motion, zigzag. They were not traveling in a peculiar specific direction, but they are in a zigzag motion, right? So a colloidal solution, when seen under a microscope, the colloid particles are seen to be moving in a random pattern. Motion is termed as Brownian motion. As this study was by Robert Brown, so in his remembrance, this zigzag motion is termed as Brownian motion. And one more study, it was by Alvin Tyndall, and for his remembrance, the Tyndall effect was given. What is the Tyndall effect? The scattering of light by the particles in a colloidal solution is called Tyndall effect. Just now I told that scattering of light, when the particles come in the path of the light, then the scattering takes place. This scattering of light is called Tyndall effect. Here I have given two examples, pure water and colloidal solution. So pure water Tyndall effect is not seen, and colloidal solution it is seen. One more example I want to give you for the Tyndall effect is, when a strong beam of light is passed through a colloid kept in a dark room, the path of light beam through the colloid becomes visible. This scattering of light by the particles is called Tyndall effect. Sometimes you might have observed, see, this is a room in which you are sitting, and sometimes you have observed that from the window, when the sun's beam of light is entering to the room, and you are able to see the particles floating in that beam of light. This is the scattering of the beam of light when the particles of air, dust particles, right? So air, we think that it is homogeneous, but actually it is heterogeneous because of the presence of these dust particles in it, and which appears to us as a Tyndall effect. In the forest, where there are more trees, and from the some spaces of these trees we can even observe this type of scattering of light, which is termed as Tyndall effect. So depending on the nature of the dispersed phase, that is solute, and the dispersion medium, solvent, the colloids may be classified into various types. Some common types of colloid solutions are as follows: dispersed phase, that is solute; dispersed medium, solvent, its common type, that is common name, and which are the examples. When liquid is mixed in gas, then the colloidal is called liquid aerosol. Fog, liquid sprays, clouds are the examples of liquid aerosol. When solid is mixed with gas, it is solid aerosol. Smoke, dust, automobile exhaust are the example of solid aerosol. When the gas is mixed with liquid, then foam is taking place. Soap lather, fire extinguisher, foam, then shaving cream are the example of the foam. Liquid into liquid, that is emulsion. When milk is one of the example. When water in oil, water is mixed in oil, or you can say oil mixed in water, it seems to us that is the emulsion. Solid into liquid is called only sol. Metallic dispersions, metal mixed in the solid. Toothpaste, milk of magnesia, that is the Digen syrup. When acidity is there, doctor advised to take Digen syrup, that is milk of magnesia. Mud, it's an example of salt. Gas, when mixed with the solid, then it is again a foam. Expanded polystyrene, that is the artificial rubbers which are used to prepare the tires. Sponge and pumic stone. Liquid into solid is the gel, right? Opals, pearls, jelly, cheese, butter. And solid into solid is called solid sol. Pigmented plastics, colored glasses, gemstones are the example of solid sol.